Hello, and welcome to The Blank Potato. I have 3 short horror stories for you today, and the second and third story are true encounters. If you want to learn more about the authors, link in the description. And the title of the first story is Why I'll Never Go Back to the Dark Web. Before we start, I would just like to invite you to please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future uploads. So, get comfy and let's begin. Why I'll Never Go Back to the Dark Web. Back in 2019, right at the beginning of COVID, I became quite isolated from family and friends. It suited me at the beginning, but little did I know that my curiosity would forever scar me mentally. I would often upload YouTube videos of myself browsing the dark web for fun. And until December 4 of this year, as usual, I'd had a brief run through user-submitted links to make sure everything was okay for YouTube and its rules. I must have been about 45 links down when I clicked it. The link opened a new tab, and a video began to play. I could see one person lying on a bed, and another one hooded and masked standing over the top of him on the right side of the bed. And that's when he proceeded to stab the person laying down over and over again. At first, it didn't really faze me. I've seen videos like this before. I thought until the person finished stabbing the body, got up and then began to cut through the meat around the arms and legs. The bed now covered in blood, and the hooded, masked man showing each body part to the camera. I sat through the first 7 minutes thinking to myself, this is a disturbing video to say the least, until I realized that it wasn't just a pre-recorded video. It was actually a live stream. And just as the masked man finished his work, he stopped and walked towards the camera, reaching into his pocket and placing it directly in front of the camera. "You're next." The panic set in and I jumped back from my laptop. That's when I realized my camera was on. The screen went black, and my name, address, and telephone number in big white letters flashed on the screen. I quickly pressed the power button, but it did nothing. I slammed my laptop shut, turned it over, and ripped the battery out. In my panic, I actually destroyed the laptop, which was stupid, but I wanted that to be the end of it. A few weeks had gone by, and even though I was paranoid beyond belief, I thought it was probably just someone messing around. I was heading out to the shop just down the road when I bumped into someone. I felt a sharp prick on my hand as we collided, thinking nothing of it. I continued towards the shop until my legs began to buckle from under me. I knew what had happened. I'd been spiked when we bumped into each other. Everything around me started to go black. I tried fighting the drug, but the drug finally took over, and I collapsed in the street. I thought I was done for, until I woke up in a hospital a few hours later. Dazed and confused, panic set in, and the doctors had to restrain me until I calmed down. They told me I'd been given some drug to knock me out and proceeded to give me my stuff back. There was a note that read, "Never come back to the dark web. This is your one and only warning." Ever since that day, I've stayed clear of the dark web, but even now, I still feel as though I'm being watched. Nanny Lilly saved me. I was going to end my life. I had it all planned out. Didn't tell anyone and was going to do it in my flat, alone and out of the way. Please don't come to this post telling me how selfish I am, how I was wrong, etc. I already know. The day before, I made sure I spent time with my family and actually took time to sit and listen to them. I went to bed with the thought and mindset of it being my last night, and in the morning, I was going to take all the tablets I've been saving up and turn my phone off. I had a very weird dream. In the dream, I woke up and I was on the sofa at my nan's old house. My nan died when I was 13, by the way. I woke up and she was sat next to me having her cup of tea on the pull-out wooden tray that she always had. Her dog Lulu that died a few months after her was by my feet and looked up at me. I was in shock. Nanny Lilly? Is what I called her, and I even rubbed my eyes and she was still there. Savannah, I know what you're planning, and I'm disappointed to say the least. We aren't ready for you yet. You will always have a place here with us, but you need to carry on. You have so much to live for. If you do this, then there's no turning back. I apologized and said that it just hurts, and she just extended her arms and we hugged for what felt like a lifetime. We talked about a few more things. Suddenly, she told me that I needed to go and she will always watch over me. I woke up abruptly in bed and honestly, I started crying. I cried and sobbed because I so badly wanted to be with my Nan. I sobbed because I let her down and I felt like even more of a failure that my plans were fooled. Somehow, she knew. I obviously didn't kill myself then. I womaned up. And now, I'm married and have the most gorgeous baby ever. I believe Nanny Lilly was there for me in my darkest hour, and I'm glad I didn't go through with it. Creepy couple in the grocery store parking lot. I stopped quickly at Safeway on the way home from work. As I was walking back to my car, I saw a couple walking a fluffy white husky dog, a big dog, and in my head, I marveled at how fluffy the dog was. I love dogs. I got to my car and I was climbing in. I heard a female voice say something unintelligible. I glanced around, saw the guy who had his dog standing behind the car next to me, which struck me as odd and a little disconcerting. I hit the door lock button immediately. I started my car, and as I did, I noticed a girl standing on my passenger side, peering into my window, her mouth moving, but I couldn't hear what she was saying. She clearly wanted me to roll down the window. Oh fuck no. Nope, nah. Hell to the fucking no. Not a chance in hell. I've watched way too many true crime shows to even consider this. Do you know how many women go missing from grocery store parking lots? Neither do I, but based on what I've watched, a whole fucking lot. I made my eye contact for a half second, shook my head sternly, and put my car into gear. I reversed out of the spot, careful not to hit her, but while also completely ignoring her. As she got more and more distraught, waving her arms and flailing at my car, she was wearing pajamas from what I could see, and getting more and more upset at me ignoring her. Her partner remained in the shadows with the dog, seemingly unaware that I had already clocked him and was watching him too. There was a tiny part of my brain asking, what if she needed help? A much bigger part of my brain, nope. If they need help, they can go into the store and ask them to call 911. Also, there were two of them, and only one of me. I'm outnumbered, plus they have a huge dog. Why the fuck would they ask a small, young, lone woman in the parking lot for help unless they had nefarious intentions? My mind went to drugs. Maybe? Or God, trafficking? I'm almost certain they would be asking for money, or a ride somewhere, even more sketchy, or some form of assistance. And nah. I am under no obligation to help anyone, especially a stranger. Also, you know what? I have helped plenty of people today. I have helped people under careful, cautious observation. I work as a caregiver in a nursing home. If you're approaching a single young woman in a dark parking lot at 10:30 at night, I owe you absolutely nothing. Fuck off. Mama ain't raised no fool. Anyways, reminder to trust your gut. Read The Gift of Fear by Gavin De Becker. Set up boundaries with people and hold strong to those boundaries. Be rude if it means keeping yourself safe. Stay sexy, and don't get murdered, my friends. If you enjoyed those horror stories, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click one of the videos here if you want more horror stories like that. And as usual, I'll see you again next time.